after all these rounds of playoffs, we're actually back to Football Friday on a Friday, and it's semifinal night for the big classes in South Dakota. I'm Mark Ovenden.
And I'm Zach Borg. Tonight's show is brought to you once again by Paul's Place in Canton. We start our coverage at Howard Wood Field with the top team in 11 AAA, where they've been all year. Washington unbeaten, taking on Gorman, rematch of last year's state championship game. OG gets off to a great start. They go 80 yards on their opening drive and cap it with a Hunter Thompson touchdown run of 9 yards. And it's 7-0 after one quarter. But in the second, 3rd and long for the Warriors. Jaden Johansson missed the last 2 weeks with injury. He looks all right on this throw. He hooks up with Shiloh Flanagan. Flanagan coming into the game only had 3 catches. Well, he's making the most of his catches here. 74 yards, it's 7-all. Washington would take over on the ground from there. Second quarter, Tupac Capea caps another long drive with a touchdown. It's 14-7. He would carry 42 times for nearly 200 yards in this game as Washington goes on to get the victory, 24-14.
Are you ready for some crazy? This might be the craziest game we've seen all year long. Brandon Valley and Roosevelt. Alex Waltner, our athlete of the week. He said in our story on Monday, he says, I know those Sioux Falls teams are the favorites, but we don't mind being underdogs. And they sure didn't mind it early. There he goes, scampering for a touchdown. And here he goes. Watch the effort on this.
Wow.
This is incredible. Go! Touchdown, Lynx. 28-0 Brandon Valley in the second quarter.
But wait, there's more.
28-0 until this. Cade Tervier, pick 6. 35-0 in favor of Brandon Valley. 9 seconds to go in the half. Tervier, or I should say Devricks to Nathan Barnes. Nathan Barnes is really good at that. He jukes his way for a 47-yard touchdown. They're on the board. Okay, no big deal if you're a Brandon Valley fan.
You're up 35-6.
33 straight points. Tyson Johns goes for the touchdown.
70
They get
yards.
it to within 35-33 midway through the third quarter.
You okay?
Brandon Valley then pulls ahead 49-33, and Roosevelt has got it all the way back as we go to the scoreboard with 2 minutes to go to 49-46. We have a photographer out there in case there's a crazy finish, and there's your Washington score as well. Now, on to Joe Quintal Field in Mitchell, where the Red Hot Colonels hosted Pierre. And you know who's going to get in most of these highlights, this guy. Spencer Negebauer gets the pitch, makes the 15-yard run for a touchdown. He set a record for 11-man touchdowns in a season in the game tonight. He had 4 touchdowns in the game tonight. There's a 46-yarder. It's 17-0 in favor of the Colonels. He ran for 325 yards and 4 touchdowns. That's a school record. Peyton Zabelo finding Bradley Dean. Great catch. Wow. 17-7. The Govs hanging in there, but they just couldn't stop Negebauer. Again, an incredible night. 52-14 your final. They're on to the state championship
So
game.
who's going to play him in the title game? Harrisburg or Spearfish? We did a poll online. Yeah, it was Harrisburg and it was Mitchell. Those were the favorites overwhelmingly, and this is part of the reason why. Second play from scrimmage, Hunter Headley. There is justice for all in Harrisburg. Justice Clayton, 81 yards to the house. Just like that, it's 7-0. Spearfish fumbles their first possession. Headley and the Tigers capitalize. 4-yard run, it's 14-0. We are still in the first quarter. We talk a lot about Jack Anderson. They got another good guy, Jack Rayburn. He burns the Trojans, 33 yards to the house, a Trojan horse, if you will, and it's 21-0 after 1 in the second quarter. Headley going to do even more work, and he's looking for his favorite target, Mr. Clayton, who is just a little bit open right there. 28-0, and one more, another guy getting involved. Watch this catch, 24 yards. Sam Luce gets both feet down in the end zone. Your final in this one, all Harrisburg.
And Mitchell wins 52-14. Yikes. Very impressive semifinal win. We finish up the South Dakota semifinal classes in Class 11A. As we go to the video, we go to the next video. There we go. It's Tea against Dell Rapids here. And this was quite the game for a while. The Titans have had slow starts lately, but Adam Hine gets them on the board early with his touchdown run. No slow start here. Coyers, though, trailing 13-0 when Hunter Hansen floats it for Anthony Miller. Takes it 39 yards to the house, and they are right back in the ball game. Now Dell Rapids with a big momentum play as Seth Anderson blocks a punt. They're going in to score, but this is your play of the night.
Wow.
Watch the ball get taken away. Logan Hoon goes 90 yards for the touchdown. In fact, he goes 95 yards for the touchdown. Yikes. Instead of being behind, they're now up by 2 touchdowns at halftime, and these fans have a lot to cheer about because they're going to the Dome for the first time. There he goes again. Hine with a long touchdown run, puts the game on ice. He is going, gone. 32-21 the final.
Finally in Class A, a high-powered game out west between Madison and St. Thomas More. Late in the first quarter, St. Thomas More, they're always good. But this time they get a little greedy. Preston already picked off by Jackson Yankee. He returns it deep into Cavalier territory. Bulldogs actually got down to the 4, but turned it over on downs. But it ends up working out okay for them because they get the sack in the end zone for a safety. It's 2-0 in the second quarter, like we all thought it would be, right? A little bit later, it's 7-2 St. Thomas More. Bulldogs respond and go ahead for good. Josh Giles with a pretty pass to
nice
Mason
fake, too.
Layton. He has gone 76 yards. Madison is going to the title game. We're going to get a rematch, that great game we had a couple weeks ago between them and T.
Can't wait for that. All right, your finals again, 35-19 and 32-21. You were in Marshall today. Tell us about it.
Yeah, this was quite a game. It's been a fun night. The Dragons of Adrian playing for the Section 3A championship against Murray County Central. Looked good in the first half. Dragons up 8-7 and punting. Or not. Landon Rogers with the fake and the big gainer. Few plays later after the first down, we're into the second quarter. Ryan Winicky, that's a good name to have around these parts, gets to the pylon for the touchdown. That makes it 20-7. But late in the half, the game turns on this trick play. The Rebels with a reverse pass, their receiver tossing it up for Justin Benda, perfectly executed, and it's 20-14 at the break. Now, it can't work again, right? It just can't. Well, it did. This time it would be Kellen Johnson to Brady Kramer. That ties it up, and in overtime, they go on to get the victory, 27-26. More highlights online.
Jackson County Central, 21-14, and that Marshall game is still going on. We don't have a final on that. And finally, in Iowa, down in Hull, Western Christian playing in the 1A quarterfinals against Hinton. Ben Gransta goes right up the middle for a 9-yard touchdown. Wolfpack take a 7-0 lead. Then after recovering a fumble, it's going to be Ben Gransta burning Hinton on a wheel route, 75 yards down the sideline for the touchdown, and they are roaring. Big win for them tonight. The coach is pretty pumped as well. Let's go to your scoreboard. The final 34-21. Boyden Hull Rock Valley wins 49-28. And West Sioux loses to St. Albert Council Bluffs 21-14. That's Football Friday. More sports after this.